Morning, all of you. I, Alga Kumari, research scholar of NIT Rourkela, welcomes you all on the fourth day of the LTP. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Arpita Chakraborty to give her insight on ESG reporting in HEIs. She is presently working with Amalfarms as a sustainability consultant, looking after the social dimensions. She has a total of 6 years experience in teaching in industry. Her PhD is in the area of sustainable development in higher education from NIT Durgapur with the support of UGC NET GRF scheme. She has published a number of papers in Elsevier, Springer, Emerald, Taylor, and Francis, and many more. Her recent publication is one of the leading journals of higher education index as A category in ABDC. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Alka, for introducing me. And very good morning to all of you in my session. As Professor Singh informed me that my session has been changed to the second session for certain unavoidable circumstances. So I will be taking my session of higher education, sustainable development in higher education institution in the second session, okay? So before we start our session, I want to narrate one of my personal story that relate to my life experience. See, on one of the birthday of my ma, we planned to celebrate her birthday by giving her off from the kitchen. Probably as far as I remember, it was her 37th birthday. My papa planned to bake her birthday cake, and we all together planned to cut it right at 6:20 p.m. because that is her birth time. So post lunch, papa makes the cake ingredients and put it to bake in a cake oven for 30 minutes. As at that time, we didn't have micro oven, and baking in cake oven needs a regular check. And we set a movie through a VCD and sat to watch it after for few minutes. And after 30 to 35 minutes, we realized that it's a time to check the cake. But we were very much engrossed in the movie, and we do not want to miss a single scene. My father thought that Ma will rise up and check the cake. Ma thought that it's her birthday, and so she should not interfere. And what I thought that Papa is responsible for preparing the cake, and therefore he will definitely check the cake. And my bhai, he thought that it's not his job. Now, can you guess who finally rose up to check the cake? Yes, any guess from the participants?
Probably your mother.
Pardon?
Your mother.
Any other guess?
Mother. Second one, you. Second one, you. After mother. If mother is not rising.
And anyone else who want to answer? Okay, I'm giving you the answer. Sorry to say, we all were so lazy that none of us rose up to check the cake. And this is very common scenario, which generally happens in our home. So, after 20 minutes or so, a burning smell started coming from the kitchen. And then we all stood up and rushed to the kitchen. And not to our surprise, we discovered a burnt black cake. Out of guilt, what my father did that time, he immediately rushed to the shop to buy those ingredients again. I was somehow trying to save the cake by removing the upper layer or the crust of the cake. And my brother was repenting as he could at least remind us the time, but because he is very much foodie. Now, why I narrate this story to you? I narrated this story to you because our condition at that time resembles the condition of this world today, where my father is the developed nation who is trying to reverse or mitigate his previous actions. I am trying to manage with the resources just like a developing nation. And my brother who failed, it's not his job, but still facing the consequences. And whom my Ma represents, can anyone guess that too? Whom my Ma represents? The three economies have been represented already. As the name suggests, it represents Mother Nature, who was silently observing the ruins as she handed over the single day responsibility to us. This happening well goes with the quote given by Robert Swan that the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Here we feel the importance of developing our nation, developing a country sustainably. So now what is sustainable development? See, sustainable development, before I come to the point, what is sustainable development? Let me give a briefer example. It's basically sustainable development. It represents the biggest single challenge to humankind in the 21st century, isn't it? Climate change, poverty, increasing global inequality, where 1% of the world's people together earn more than 57% of the world's poorest people, are all serious threats that need to be tackled by everyone, by head-on, by everyone in the society, not just by specific groups of experts, but not just specifically by radical activists, but with every citizen, with every individual. Everyone should be responsible for it. See, the concept of sustainable development is not so difficult. It only speaks about the social progress which recognizes the needs of everyone. It talks about that everyone is responsible for effective protection of the environment. It talks about the prudent use of natural resources and maintenance of high and stable economic growth and employment. But it becomes difficult when these objectives are to be met at the same time. And moreover, it becomes more difficult when it comes into the context of a developing economy, where low employability rate, poor quality of education, gender equity, and many other social ills exist. So, sustainable development is the simultaneous progression of our economic, social, and environmental goals. That is essential if the development is to be sustainable. Only in this way, the damaging trades-off between them, that is, which have already resulted in unsustainable development so far, it can be identified and avoided. So the question is, how sustainable development can be implemented? Implementing sustainable development, therefore, need a means of designing a designed intellectual, practical, and rational tool that makes it possible to think about all the elements of sustainable development together. The more individual decisions are made in this context, rather in isolation, the more they are likely to contribute positively towards sustainable development. Okay, I have not shared my slide. Just a minute. Here I will sharing the slide and then I will proceed further. Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, so we will talk about the relationship between why. Just a second, let me make some adjustments. So here comes the relationship. What is sustainable development and what is its relationship with higher education institution? See, higher education institution transform the society by educating the future leaders, the decision makers with new competencies to create a more sustainable society. In today's complex world, university not only have to provide students with new competencies, but also to educate them to reduce and augment its positive impact, be it their environmental, social, economic impact of their own activities or of their own operations. Next is it helps in improving, a higher education institution improve the economic welfare through research and teaching. See, the contribution of higher education to global problems has been neglected for a long time. It has been found that they have not acted wisely. They have not acted wisely with the purpose they have been created or they have been developed with. So once in one article I have read about where Taylor, he said that universities are the silent destroyer. They have silently destroyed their impact on society and environment. So how sustainability can be incorporated into the system elements of your higher education system? See, there are main 4 elements through which sustainability can be incorporated. The very first one is courses and curriculum. Secondly is campus operations. Thirdly, research and development. Fourth, community outreach. And the 5th dimension is sustainability reporting, which helps to assess the progress of sustainability efforts that has been reported by the higher education institution. So far, you all are very much well versed with the term, what is sustainability reporting? So I will not get into very much into this definition. As you all have might be knowing that according to the GRI guidelines, sustainability reporting, is a process of accessing, of measuring and disclosing the current sustainability performance of an organization or an institution and communicating the same to the stakeholders or the interested parties. In higher education institutions, sustainability reporting discloses the extent to which sustainability has been diffused in the different dimensions, including curriculum, campus operation, I have already mentioned in my previous slide, research, university policies, community outreach, and many others. Now, when you are attending some session, you must know why I'm attending this session. Similarly, why I'm reporting, why a higher education must report, that must be known to the participating institution. So what are the benefits that brings in through sustainable reporting? The very first benefit is that it helps to identify the strength and weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats of the institution. It helps in integrating sustainability into the management strategy. That is the vision, the mission, how sustainability will be incorporated, how it will be reported, the institutional plans and policies, and many other development efforts that has been undertaken by the institution. It helps in streamlining the processes, the operation, the university activities. It helps in improving the efficiency of the institution. It helps in accessing the sustainable performance with respect to mentioned codes, performance standards, voluntary initiatives, and norms. And it helps to benchmark against these parameters, against these codes, against this performance. Secondly, next is, I think I'm in the fifth point. It also helps to compare the institution with peer institution or with other higher education institution. By measuring its own current sustainability performance, it helps to assess the progress of the institution. And it also helps by improving their levels of transparency. It helps to understand their competitive advantage. These are the internal benefits of sustainability reporting in higher education institution. Now, what are the external benefits of sustainability reporting? This, first of all, it helps in mitigating and reversing the negative environmental, social, economic, and governance impacts. Here, it helps to improve the university brand. It helps in university branding and also improves the reputation of the institution. It also enables the stakeholders to understand the institution's true value, their tangible assets, their intangible assets, by demonstrating that how institution influences and is influenced by the stakeholders' expectations about their sustainability efforts. Furthermore, it also helps to gain an international recognition and to build a strong network. The participating institution, those who are participating in sustainability reporting through any of the agencies, meet various institutions across the world, those who are participating in the same ranking agency. How at the end of each year, they organize an annual meeting, or you can say an annual workshop or conference, where this participating institution participate and meet with each other and communicate and discuss and give their own, they mark their own sustainability efforts they have undertaken in their own institutions. So they come to interact and learn from other institution initiatives too. Now, what to report? Why to report is done. Now, what to report? First of all, we have to report the vision, mission, the strategies of institution, the dialogue, the institutional dialogue, the statements that has been given by the institution regarding sustainability, and the plans, the policies, and what the university budget is there for in context of sustainable development. What is the governance body who is leading these things, the one who is looking after the sustainability reporting or the sustainable development efforts that has been undertaken in the institution. Next is in academics, the formal and informal education has been reported. The courses and curriculum are being reported. The research that has been undertaken regarding sustainable development reported. Scholarship, any scholarship or any fellowship program that has been undertaken is also reported. And environment, this is about the campus operations. Here, how greening of the infrastructure, that is how campus greening, what are the policies like regarding waste, what are the policies regarding water, what are the policies regarding energy use and renewable energy, the conservation policies, what materials that are being used in the institution, whether the facilities or the spaces of the institution are optimally used, and how they have to they have certain parameters for looking after their the social dimensions are the environmental dimensions are to be reported in this indicator, in this particular dimension. Next come the engagement. Here we are talking about the community outreach, the social responsibility, the campus community engagement, and the public engagement. And finally, they have what is reported is the creative solution to the sustainability challenges. What solution has been innovated by the higher education institution to address the sustainability challenges. So these are to be reported in sustainability report. Now, how to report? See, sustainability can be reported in two ways. The first one through qualitative or narrative report, and the second one is quantifiable, that is indicator-based reporting. So here I have taken 4 popular rating agencies, and I will be discussing about these 4 popular rating agencies in my coming slides. The very first one is GRI, the Global Reporting Initiative. Next comes the impact ranking, that is Times Higher Education Impact Ranking. Many of us know about Times ranking. Next comes UI Green Metric. And the last one is STARS, that is Sustainability Tracking, Assessment and Rating System. Here is the overview of the set of GRI standards. See, Professor Singh, may I ask what time I have to end my seminar?
Yes, ma'am.
At what time I have to end my seminar?
1 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, sir. So see, these are the GRIs, these are the overview of the GRI standards. I will not get into the very detailing of this because I know that our previous experts have definitely iterated this GRI standards to you all. The first GRI standard is 101. Basically, it is the starting point for using any GRI standard. That is, it is basically the guidelines, how to use the GRI guidelines. Next come general disclosure, that is GRI 102. It report about the contextual information about the institution or the organization. That is the size, the structure of the institution, the governance body, the number of employees, number of employees, the reports, the reporting cycle. These are all been reported in this general disclosure. Next come GRI 103, which report the management approach for each material topic. Material topics are the context which are specified for each and every different sector, each and every different organization or institution. So here they have to report on each material topic. And the last, not last, these are the final 3 GRI standards, that is GRI 200, 300 and 400. It is very topic specific standards. That is, it take in 200 take into account the economic aspect. GRI 300 take into account the environmental aspect, and GRI 400 it take into account the social aspect. Here, see, here are the details of the aspects. I will not go into the detailing of these things. Why I will not go? Because I will, I already said that previous sessions has been already taken on this aspect. So it's just a wastage of time. And I will move to my next slide, which is much important or much relevant for my section. Why not GRI? That is why GRI is not suitable for higher education institution. GRI is, there are many higher education institutions which have reported on GRI previously because there are not existing, there were no existing indicators, or there were no certain framework through which an higher education institution can report. But later on, they feel that there is no specific supplement for universities. Basically, GRI is designed for business organization. That is designed like for the manufacturing sector, the service sector, but not for the education and research organizations. Because there is no certain specific supplement for that which cover teaching and research. We do not cover outreach programs, which do not cover the aspect of partnership, the stewardship functions that an higher education system or an higher education institution have to report. So higher education institutions face problem reporting on GRI, and they switch over to other frameworks that has been launched later on. So this one is UI green metric, which has been, just a minute, excuse me. It's so thirsty. Yeah. UI green metric is an initiative of Universitas Indonesia, which has been launched in the year 2010. This ranking, it aims to result on online survey form. If you go to the website of this ranking agency, you can find that there is an online survey form where you have to fill the current condition, the current position, and the current policies of your institution regarding sustainability development or sustainable development. It is it includes all the university across the world, so any university across the world can report in this ranking system. There are 39 indicators under 6 categories. We will study those things. We will come there in our next slide. In 2021, 956 universities from 79 countries and regions have participated, where Wageningen University and Research from Netherlands have topped the list, followed by University of Nottingham from United Kingdom. And Mangalore University is the top Indian university, which ranked 132 in the overall ranking. Means the first top university from India is positioned in 132 rank in UI green metric. Here are the 6 criteria of UI green metric. See, these 6 criteria are having some percentage that has been allocated to each and every criteria. 15% has been allocated to setting an infrastructure. 21% has been allocated to energy and climate change. 18% to, just a second. Yeah, 18% to waste, 10% to water, 18% to transportation, and 18% to education and research. The maximum allocation of percentage is given to energy and climate change in the UI green metric ranking system. So this, what this percentage reveals, This percentage reveals the relevance of each criteria to the overall ranking. That is, to the each percentage is how much this each percentage is relevant to achieve the sustainable development goal. Accordingly, this has been allocated. The first one, it comes setting an infrastructure. Setting this particular indicator gives basic information of university policies towards green environment. It says whether a green campus deserves to be called as green campus or not. The main aim of this indicator is that it triggers the participatory institution to provide more space for greenery and safeguard the natural environment, the non-human environment. The second indicator as well, these are the indicators. There are 6 indicators you can see. The first one is 300 given to the ratio of open space towards total area. So see the percentage or the number, the points that has been given to each indicator reveals that how much that particular variable is important in that factor, in that criteria, setting an infrastructure. If 300 has been given, that means it contains more weightage as compared to the area on campus covered in planted vegetation, which has been given 200 points. And finally, you can see that the total points that has been allocated to setting an infrastructure is 1500, which makes 15% as a whole, right? Next one is energy and climate change. So what do these indicators say? See, institutions are expected to increase more efforts in efficiency on buildings, on prudent use of resources. It contains certain indicators like energy efficient appliances, smart building programs like natural ventilation, natural daylighting. These are the things which in smart building implementation. Here I will give you an example. See, the hometown I belong from, Kolkata, there is the municipality, the local authority have a norm for all, set a rule for all, that everyone have to, each and every house have to leave 4 meters around their house. From each side of their wall, they have to leave 4 meters on the land, and then only they have to construct their building. So in this way, every house have to leave 4 meters while constructing the building, which when I have went to Delhi, I have not found the same landscaping in Delhi, because the buildings in Delhi, they have such a landscape that the common wall of my neighbor is the same. So can you see, like, if I live 4 meters here, and what will be the difference between me and my neighbor? What will be the land space that will exist between me and my neighbor? What is the difference? How much land space will be there? Hello? Okay. So there will be 8 meter difference between my house and my neighbor house, which will enable enough ventilation, enough natural daylighting, and this will reduce the usage of electricity, the usage of energy. So this is one example of sustainable landscaping. Now the third one is waste. Here the waste treatment, this indicator says about the waste treatment and recycling activities. These are the major factors in creating a sustainable environment. the activities of university staff and students produces a lot of waste. Therefore, programs related to waste reduction, programs related to waste treatment and recycling should be a concern of the university. Next come our water. Water use is another important indicator that has been mentioned in UI green metric. The aim of this indicator is to reduce water usage, increase water usage, a decrease in water usage, water conservation policies, and water treatment projects. Next comes your transportation. Transportation plays a very important role on carbon emissions and pollutant level in university. Transportation policies limit the usage of motorized vehicles and encourage walking and bicycling, encourage usage of environment-friendly vehicles to create a healthier environment. And the last one which comes is education. That is very obvious for education system, higher education institution or a university, which play an important role in creating and generating new generation with concern, with sustainability orientation, with values of sustainability, with sustainable, with the, you can say, motive towards sustainable development. So these are the indicators in UI green metric, 6 indicators, and there are certain, 6 categories, and there are 36 indicators within them. Now, we have gone through this UI green metric so far, and what we have seen that most of the, or not most of the, in fact 6 criterias, they have addressed only 10 sustainable development goals. As you can see that they have only addressed 10 sustainable development goals, neglecting very important goals of sustainability development, like which includes no poverty, zero hunger. I can see partnership. There is no, they have neglected the dimension of partnership, peace and justice. So gender equity has been covered. No, gender equity also has not been covered in this. So see, they have neglected all those dimensions which foster, which address the social sustainability. And what they have addressed the most are environmental sustainability. So these are some lacunas which exist with UI green metric. We will talk it in detail in our coming slides. We'll take it on later slides. Here, let us see the UI world ranking of this world ranking of UI green metric from 2021 ranking. In the top, it is Wageningen University and Research, followed by Nottingham University and University of Groningen. The first top universities, 10 top universities, no university is there because I have said the topper is on the 132nd rank. This is the list of Indian universities which has been ranked in UI green metric. In the top, it is Mangalore University. It's see the 5th position, it's NIT Silchar. NITI and 7th position, and 6th position is Sri Sri University. Mark it. I'll be taking it in our coming slides because I have seen that there are few participants from Sri Sri too. Okay, then you see in 13th position, it's IIT Roorkee. IIM Indore in 16th position. Jamia Millia in 19th, Aligarh Muslim University in the 20th position. IIT Bhubaneswar in 22nd position. And very surprisingly, I'm Ahmedabad in the 30th position. This is the ranking. Okay, this will be a matter of debate, like why this public universities means cannot top the list. So premier universities cannot top the list. So we will take it in our final slide because it will take time, and we will have some discussion on it on this particular topic in our final slide. Okay, coming to the next ranking agency, it is STARS. STARS is a transparent self-reporting framework for colleges and university to measure their sustainability performance. It has been developed by Association for Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education Institutions, where 1,068 institutions have registered, of which only 679, I guess 679. Yeah, 679 have earned STARS rating. And what has been found that out of the total registered institution, 855 universities are from US. Okay, I have forgot mentioning that AASHE, it is a non-government organization in US. One more thing which we have found, that only 2 institutions from India have participated. One is Ferguson College, Pune, and PES University from Karnataka. See, these are 5 levels, or you can say these are 5 ratings to get recognized in STAR rating. If any institution score more than 85, above 85, will be given a rating of platinum, and the institution whose score is 65 or above will be given a gold rating. The institution with 45 and above points will be given a rating of silver. 25 and above will be rated as bronze. And there is another rating. This is not basically a rating, this is a designation which will be given to those institutions, that is a reported designation, which have only registered their names in this rating agency, in this rating framework. Okay, now I'm not going in very deep into this classification because I am running short of time. See, I will briefly go through the slides. The categories which includes in this STARS rating agency is the institutional characteristics which do not contain any points, which includes the spaces, the area of the university, of the institution, the operational characteristics, the vision, the strategies, the number of staff, the number of students, the demographics, the number of departments, the number of discipline or courses offered. These are the part of institutional characteristics. They do not carry any point. No point is available for this reporting. Next come curriculum. Next comes, academics. Academics include 2 main dimensions. One is the curriculum and one is the research. Only to mention in curriculum, I will say that these rating agencies have classified curriculum into two classifications, into 2 categories, you can say. One is sustainability focused courses and curriculum, and the other one is sustainability inclusive courses and curriculum. Now, what is sustainability focused curriculum? It is those courses which explicitly introduce, or which is explicitly designed to address sustainability courses. Likewise, introduction to sustainability, introduction to the sustainable development concepts, It may be environmental education, subject courses like environmental education, a subject with content from sustainability, industrialization and processes. So this all comes under sustainability focused curriculum. And what is sustainability inclusive? Sustainability inclusive, it includes those courses and curriculum which where sustainability has been incorporated in the existing curriculum already. That means a horizontal integration of sustainability in the courses and curriculum. Now, next, research includes the research and scholarship, fellowship programs, the support like what is the budget, what is the financial aid that is to be provided, incentives that can be provided for sustainability research, whether the research have open access facility or not. This all comes under research indicator. Now, next one is engagement. Engagement includes two dimensions. Again, one is the campus engagement, that is the engagement of the staff and the students, and the other one is public engagement. That is the engagement of the community, the local community and the external stakeholders. The previous one, campus engagement, means engagement of the internal stakeholders, whereas public engagement means the engagement of the external stakeholders. Next come operations, which includes 9 different indicators, including year and climate, buildings, energy use, conservation policies regarding energy, food and dining, that is the tackling food waste. How is there any program for food waste management? Next, grounds, that is the landscape of the campus, purchasing, that is sustainable procurement, whether the sustainable procurement and the biodiversity they are talking about. Okay, sorry, they are talking about the purchasing, paper purchasing, usage of paper and plastic, all these things. Okay. Next comes transportation. Transportation, which includes your the policies regarding transportation, waste reduction policies, waste recycling policies, water use, rainwater management, that is whether rainwater harvesting provisions are there or not. So this comes all under your operations indicator. Next is planning and administration, which include the coordination and planning, diversity and affordability, the university budget for sustainable development, employee compensation, well-being, safety and health of the employees. And the last one is innovation and leadership. It gives some bonus points. If anyone have reported on this dimension, on this particular criteria, they will get 0.5 point for each reporting. So these are the categories and indicators under STARS rating. Now, coming and Times Higher Education Impact Ranking. This ranking assesses university. This is the only ranking which assesses the universities against the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The indicators which has been used to provide comprehensive and balanced comparison across the 4 broad areas are research, stewardship, outreach, and teaching. In 2021, it is the 3rd edition that THE Impact Ranking is reporting. And the overall ranking, it includes 1,118 universities from 94 countries and regions. The ranking is the top most university who lead the overall ranking is University of Manchester from UK. And 3 Australian institutions have been found to complete the top 4, that is the University of Sydney, followed by RMIT University and La Trobe University. The University of Sydney is in the 2nd position, RMIT in 3rd, and in 4th position, it has been found that Australian University, La Trobe University is there. And the top institution from an emerging economy is Thailand's Chulalongkorn University, which is at a joint 23rd place with Plymouth University of Plymouth from UK. Russia has been found to be the most represented nation in the table of the impact ranking, with 75 institutions, followed by Japan with 73. See here, a total of 49 universities, just a second, have reported from India, and Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham has topped the list from Indian University, and it holds the 81st position in the overall ranking. As I have already said, that it have reported on the 17 dimensions. So in SDG 1, what it has focused is this particular indicator. See, university have a responsibility to address the poverty of the students and the potential and their potential students. One of the key barriers of higher education is that the financial disability of the students to attend higher education institution. This indicator, particular the first indicator, it measures the financial aid that has been received by the higher education from the higher education institution to attain the university. It basically focuses on the university research on poverty and support to poor students and poor members of the local community. Next comes your Zero Hunger, the second SDG. It focuses typically on the university research on hunger, teaching on food sustainability, commitment to tackle food waste and address hunger among the students and local community. The third one, the SDG 3, it focuses on the research of key conditions and diseases, disproportionate impact on health and outcomes. It throughout the world, not only in your country, not particular in a single country, but throughout the world, how it has impacted. And it also report on the support that has been done by the higher education institution to support the healthcare professional or any healthcare a person who is related to healthcare. The fourth dimension, it focuses on the research of early years and lifelong learning education. It focuses on the commitment to inclusive education. The fifth dimension, it talks about, or it focuses on the research on gender equality, the policies that has been made related to gender equality, the commitment of the institution to recruit women and promote women. See, this ranking agency, they believes that while sustainability cannot half the proportion of the population. So inclusive, including women population is very important. The next one, it focuses on usage in the wider community. The next one, SDG 13, which focus on climate action. It focuses on the research of climate, of energy use, on climate change, on the policies of energy usage, on commitment to provide energy efficiency and energy efficiency in the wider community. Next is the 14th SDG, which talks about the life below the water. It focuses on the university role. Oh, sorry, I have missed this one. Okay. Yes. See, the first one, same. I got same things have been here also. Clean usage of energy and usage has been done. Now, next come your decent work and economic growth. This focuses on the research of on economic growth and employment. See, university, they play an important role as an engine for economic growth. Their responsibilities as employers, the number of students they are getting job employment, which are being all reported in this indicator. Next comes your 9th SDG, which focuses on the university role in fostering innovation, number of patents that have been produced, and their research income from industry. Next is 10th SDG, which focuses on the research of social inequalities, discrimination, and committing staff and students from underrepresented groups. Next come the research, 11th SDG, which talk about sustainable cities and communities. So this indicator focuses on the research on sustainable cities and communities. The focus of this ranking goes beyond the traditional view of sustainability as being about stewardship, sustainability beyond stewardship of resources. Look at the role of university as custodians of arts and heritage and their internal approaches to sustainability. Next come our 12th one, that is responsible consumption and production, which talk about the research, which focuses on the research of responsible consumption and production. It focuses on to ensure that the consumption is minimized where resources are not renewable. The first, I already explained the very first one. They have prepared themselves to deal with the consequences of climate change. The first 13, this climate action is SDG, it indicates. It flows in this dimension. It reports how the university it explains
You are muted, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are muted.
where I was. Hello, which was the last indicator I see? What?
13.
Yes.
13. SDG 13. You are talking about in THE.
Okay, okay. I missed 14 and 15. Okay. See, the 14th SDG, it talks about is it explore the university research on life below the water and the support and their support and their education on aquatic ecosystems. Next comes SDG 15, which again support and education to support the land ecosystems. Next comes our, this last two indicators are very important, which have been not addressed in UI.
The screen is not visible, ma'am.
But
your screen is not visual. Your screen is not visual, ma'am.
Achha. Just a second. Shall I stop the video and restart it?
Not required. You can share from there itself.
Pardon, sir? Because here I can see myself.
Wait, but your screen is not visible. That's the concern. Your PPTs are not visible.
Okay. So I will share it once again.
Right now it is
visible
visible.
Now it is visible, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So I was in the 16th SDG, which I said that this last two SDGs has not been addressed in UI green metric, and it is very much important, which UI have missed out. See this ranking, the 16th SDG, this ranking, it focus university support. It focus on the strong institutional support in country and promote peace and justice. It explores university research on peace and justice. Their participation as advisor for government and policies on the academic freedom, which has not been reported in UI green metric, as I have already said. And the same with the last SDG also. This ranking looks at a broader ways in which university support the SDGs through collaboration with other countries, the promotion of best practices and publication of data. So this is the last SDG is a compulsory SDG in THE, which have to be reported in its ranking. See, this because in my slide I have already mentioned the name of the universities across the world. So I have taken only the Indian institutions ranking here. So the top one from India is Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, followed by LPU, KT University, University of Calcutta. Here also we see that the public universities are lagging behind. Chitkara University, NIT Rourkela. Yes, I have taken this particularly because it includes our host institution. It is there within the range of 400 to 600 institution. So see, few interesting facts that has been identified during our presentation in this session, which I want to just give a brief about it. See, 1,068 institutions have registered to use STARS reporting tool, of which 679 have earned a STARS rating. This line, which I have taken in italics, have been copied from their website. Ratings that have not been updated in more than 3 years are considered to be expired. That means the asterisk mark universities have not reported more than 3 years, and though their names are there in their table, but they are not been rated. So what if failed because STARS impose means they take a fees for reporting in their agency. That's the reason most of the institutions are not reporting through STARS. And this means, and mostly 855 institutions are from US, already US, and most of the institutions are not participating because they have to pay an amount which they need not to pay in UI green metric and in THE ranking, impact ranking. So this is the one reason. And even what I say that Ferguson College and PES University, though their names are there in the list, but they are also holding only the reporter designation. That means they have only registered themselves. They have not yet reported their sustainability performance in STARS. One more observation is NIT Rourkela, because it is our hosting institution, it's our host. So I took its name. NIT Rourkela is slipped from UI to THE. In 2020, NIT have reported a sustainability performance in UI green metric. But in 2021, it has been found that it has shifted to THE impact ranking. Here I have already said in our last in our previous slide that we will have a small discussion because time do not permit. I have only 4 minutes left. So very quickly, I would like to ask the people who are from Sri Sri. And in fact, I would like to ask Professor Singh, as per my knowledge, he was previously employed in Sri Sri, and he was the one who headed the UI green metric. So sir, can you shed some light why Sri Sri is in the 6th position where the public universities like IIT Roorkee, IIM Ahmedabad, NITs are there, are lagging behind? Please, if you can just share your experiences or share some light on this.
Actually, ma'am, especially if I talk about the UI green metric, it is more like you have to submit the data and they will publish the report as per their procedure, what is there. And when I initiated this when we participated as a Sri Sri University in UI green metric, by that time, NIT Rourkela was above us in the ranking system. And very next year, when I joined NIT Rourkela, it slipped down to below Sri Sri University. The primary reason behind this is if you go back to the basic concepts of sustainability reporting, which have been mentioned in a GRI also, that is due diligence and what you can say, the materiality topic. So when, as a reporter, when we are actually reporting our things which are supposed to be there in the report, if we are reporting it with due diligence, considering all the parameters, and we are putting our enthusiasm into that, in that case, obviously the ranking will be increased. Because if we talk, precisely if I talk about, in NIT Rourkela, we do have a lot of research in the area of sustainability. If I talk about across the departments, we are working in this area of environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and other areas. But because we are not very much serious in collating the data and putting it into the ranking system, that's the reason why we might have slipped to in comparison to the private institutions, because they consider it as a branding tool. But here we are slightly lagging behind, particularly in this area. So that is the one key observation which I found out compared to the Sri University.
Okay, thank you, sir. I would like to take some more experiences if anyone have gone through the previous slides and found means any participants are from the other institution which has been ranked in UI green metric. Just hold on, I will go back to those slides. The time is very short, but still, is there any participant from this university who can share their experiences regarding this? Is there any other participant from NIT Hamirpur, I guess IIT Roorkee, any other private university, SRM University? So can we all come to know and learn why these universities are lagging behind, or why universities, premier institutions are lagging behind when the state universities are in the top list? Okay, I find no one belongs to this institution. So I will go to my slide. So another strong observation was that stars have a strong focus on environmental sustainability and minimally coverage and the social and economic dimension. And the same we have observed with UI green metric too. This is again another observation. So these are the observations which I observed during the session while preparing for the session. If you people have observed any other interesting facts, please let us know. Thank you. I had a very good session with you all. And if there are any questions, this all from my side. Thank you. Anyone having any question, you may ask.
Like, may I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
As you have been talking about these sustainability rankings, but at this point of time in India, this one framework which is quite common is that we used to came across, that is a government framework. I'm missing out the name of that. It's all these institutions. They
is that for
yeah,
education institution?
NIRF. Yes.
Yeah.
Vishaka ma'am have told the name. Is this NIRF actually? I came across to these like elements which are there into that. But there in NIRF, we do not find any of the sustainability inclination or the parameters. Why is it so? Though our government of India is talking a lot about sustainability, we have a lot many initiatives in this area. But why NIRF is out of not ignoring the sustainability at this point of time?
Sustainability reporting is still in a nation stage. It's in the very preliminary stage, even for the developed economies. Even it is a very nation stage for the nations or for the countries which are developed. Though we are talking about sustainable development on papers, we have seen that SEBI has made it mandatory for the top listed 100 companies that they have to report their sustainability performance. But till date, this has not been incorporated in the NIRF system, that is in the Indian higher education system. Shortly, we will be definitely, because see what I have seen, what you people have seen in this session, that previously there was higher education system used to follow the GRI guidelines. Later they realized that GRI guidelines is not suitable for them. Eventually, UI green metric has been launched in the year of 2010. followed by stars. That has been, it's basically a reporting tool, whereas UI Green Metric and THE, these are the ranking agencies. Okay, and later on, THE, which is very well known for ranking higher education institutions, just launched it 3 years back. When we find that these globally recognized institutions, agencies are acclaiming the importance or relevance of sustainability in higher education institutions so lately, what about a developing nation? Eventually, definitely, within a period of time, because we have an agenda of 2030, which has been further increased to 2050, we will definitely incorporate in our NIRF system. This is a, you can say this is a drawback of NIRF system, NIRF framework, and definitely they will take it into consideration in due course of time.
Thank you. So do the participants have any query?
Sir, if you please, I can check the chat box if they have put any question in my chat box. Yes, someone, Ranjan have asked a question, but some education institution provides services to industries such as testing of some sample, etc. Also, some institute has facility. Please, Ranjan, will you come please with your question,
Rashmi,
please?
he's a Rashmi Ranjan. Rashmi, can you ask the question, please?
Exactly thing is that some industries, suppose some testing purpose we are providing, suppose NIT Rourkela we are providing some sample testing, so they are servicing to us. So they are giving service means as per your given sales and service is not included in education system, so that's why it is not, they are not going to reporting in GRI. But in this scenario, if they are serving to any organization, then they should also include it in GRI system. They are servicing. Suppose NIT Rourkela.
You are saying that education. You are saying that education system is a service organization. You are saying
yes,
that.
Yes. Some
of
organization.
Yeah. Okay. See, actually, and what happens with higher education system, basically we do not consider the economic dimension in education system. It is actually a non-profit making organization. We do not think of you can say of addressing the economic dimension. We basically go with the environmental dimension, the social dimension, and the educational dimension, which typically includes research and teaching. GRI, it do not address teaching or teaching and research dimension. It do not address the stewardship function that are being taken in education system. There should be certain indicators, right? There should be certain typical indicators that is suitable for education institution, and which we do not find in GRI. See, so far I have found that a sector specific, you can say, GRI has designed a sector specific, that is for oil and oil companies, oil sector. I believe that with the due course of time, they will be definitely coming with this dimension also. If they are feeling that there is a drawback in their, you can say, in their reporting tool, then they will definitely add this dimension also in their coming standards.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Like Rashmi, as you have been asking about the partnership and collaboration, like testing have been done by NIT Rourkela, and we do consulting in mining areas and other areas also. But as ma'am was talking about, the 4 important perspective that has been not included in the GRI. So primary reason is that because of these, what you can say, the areas have not been included into GRI. That's the reason why any of the educational institution do not feel comfortable going into the GRI and reporting all these parameters. Thanks for your insightful session. And for the participants, I would say that if any of the institution or organization, any of the institution is willing to go for any of these ranking systems, especially for the UI Green Metric or for the THE ranking, she is the right person with whom you can contact for your institution, because it is anyways a brand building process for any institution if you talk about. And at this point of time, it is what you can say, hot cake. People are rushing for sustainability and environmental sustainability per se. So any of the institution, if it is working on, is really helpful to brand itself in the forum or in the era of sustainability as a pioneer in that area. So with this, I would like to sincerely thanks Arpita ma'am for your valuable time, and thanks the participants for your patience listening.
Yeah, I also thanks all the participants to listen to my session, and I wish you a very good health in this present scenario.
Our next, thank you, ma'am. Our next session will start at